On today's show, Taneshia Jackson with Golden Engagements Wedding and Event Planning provides some essential advice for those getting ready for their big day. Lyschel Edwards with Emergency Restoration Services will help you weather the storms and will share her personal journey into adoption and foster parenting. And get ready to meet our pet of the week. He's just itching to be someone's new best friend. So kick back, put your feet up. Good Morning Murfreesboro for March 21st, 2025 starts now.
Good morning, Murfreesboro. I'm Lance Chandler.
And I'm Rachel Albertson. Thank you for joining us for another week of where we talk about what makes Murfreesboro shine.
Yeah, and last week was a shiny week. We had some wonderful weather. This week, we had a little rocky weather too last week.
Last weekend was.
It's definitely spring. You
Yes.
can tell it's spring. We don't know, like you wake up in the morning, you're freezing cold, and then by the afternoon, you're burning up, and you're like, I wish I wore a t-shirt, but I'm in these long sleeves. So you just don't know what to do because it's Tennessee, and it's just one of those allergies are horrible. So
Yeah. Yeah, Bradford Pear time. You know, about the weather though, did you run the Special K?
I did
not Special Kids?
Special Kids, yeah.
Special Kids?
Yeah, I did not. I've never done the Special Kids. I've
did it once.
Yeah.
But I heard that they ran even with the weather.
They did. Rain or shine, they're out there, right?
Like the mailman.
Well, all kinds of fun stuff going on. We want to give a quick shout out to Ryan Shear, who is the producer of our Lebanon sister show, Good Morning Lebanon, out in Missouri. He won an awesome award. He won an award for contribution award with the Chamber of Commerce out there.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
We are really appreciative of all the work that he has done out there, which has led to us being able to be here.
Absolutely, which makes us be able to do fun stuff. And I'm going to give you a little teaser, guys, for what's coming up in the show. So if you're getting married, this is the show to watch.
And if you had any storm damage, this is also the show to watch.
Exactly. So, you know, we feel bad for anybody that has any storm damage out there. Luckily,
Right.
we weren't in like the thick of it too bad. There was some damage out in Christiana, and you know, that's just anytime you have any of that stuff, it's a pain in the butt. Some people don't know what to do.
We were fortunate.
Yeah.
We were very fortunate here.
We are very fortunate. Absolutely.
So, traffic report, how'd it go this week for
I
you?
was unscathed.
No.
Yeah. You know what? It was the first time people must be listening to me. People must be.
It's very nice.
You must be taking notes, guys, because if you're not, I swear to you, I'm going to get a board back here. We're going to have a whiteboard. I'm going to have driving classes once a week on Good Morning Murfreesboro, and you're going to either scroll or you're going to watch.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you got through unscathed. Just there's been some school bus issues, so I just want to remind everybody, take a look out for the arms coming down. You can't pass a bus.
Yeah, just be careful.
Yeah. So, joke time.
Joke time.
Joke time.
You like my jokes, huh?
Listen, some of them I even smile. Just kidding.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
We all know that's not true.
Sometimes I think you're funny.
These are great dad jokes. Sometimes it takes me a minute.
I got you one.
Okay.
Since it's spring,
Okay.
I have one for you. What is a bee's favorite flower?
Honeysuckle? No.
A begonia.
That was good. That was very, very good.
I know. Out here with the knee slappers, you know.
Yes.
We have our national days this week, which go along right with that.
Right, they do.
Well, today is National Flower Day.
Very cool. Very cool. Do you have a favorite flower?
You know, it sounds really boring. I like petunias. They're so super easy to take care of. They're beautiful. You can get them all different colors. Like they do well in sun or shade. I'm a garden guy, guys, like my lawn and stuff. I actually made a post about that this week.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I did. So go on our page if you want to know what to do with your grass to make it look great through the spring.
I like hibiscus and daisies.
Yeah, okay, I like that.
Yeah,
I like
today
that.
is also National Poetry Day. I did a presentation the other day, and I had AI write an ode to coffee.
Oh.
So.
Do you know it?
I
recite
don't.
it?
No, I can't.
Sorry to
but
put
it
you
was
on the
really
spot.
pretty on the slide.
Then tomorrow we have Goof Off Day, which we're really good at.
Right. It's every day for us. And Sunday it's National Puppy and Cuddly Kitten Day. Near and dear to our hearts, as we always talk about some animal needing to be adopted during our Purple Paws section.
Yeah, and I love a good cuddle from a puppy or a kitten, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday, the 25th, is National Medal of Honor Day. I don't know if you know this, but Chattanooga has a museum for that. You can go to.
I'll be going to Chattanooga. I'm going to have to check it out.
Have to check it out.
All right. Wednesday, the 26th is Good Hair Day.
tell
So
you.
we are sure Neil will be rocking. I was going to say Neil, not you.
Oh, dang.
Because nobody gets to see him. He's behind the camera. But he always has good hair day.
I was ready for it, too. She was
you
like,
were.
Neil. I was like, Then on Thursday, the 27th, we have International Whiskey Day.
which is very relevant to Middle Tennessee. And the 27th is the Major League Baseball opening day. And I'm going to a game next month. I'm pretty excited.
I love baseball games. I love them. They're so much fun. Like, the thing about baseball is it's okay to watch it on TV. It could be boring. Sometimes you get a little nap in between innings, but they're in person, whole different atmosphere.
Yeah, and good snacks.
Well, March 21st, 1963, the Beatles released the very first album, Please Please Me. And the biggest hits including Saw Her Standing There, Do You Want to Know a Secret, Do You Love Me Do, sorry.
And one of my favorites, the iconic Twist and Shout that a lot of people know if they're younger from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I know,
really cool.
It's one of my favorite shows. Celebrity birthdays are always fun to talk about.
Yep.
And tomorrow, one of my favorite authors, James Patterson, turns 78.
Wow, James Patterson, okay. And then we have William Shatner. This blew my mind. William Shatner is 94 years old. He does not look 94, guys.
Nope.
He's still doing commercials. It's like you see him on things all the time. Amazing.
Yes, and then tomorrow, Reese Witherspoon turns 49.
You should see her without her spoon. And then J.J. Watt is 36.
Jim Parsons from The Big Bang Theory turns 52.
That doesn't seem realistic either.
I know.
And then Monday the 24th, Peyton Manning, who's big for Tennessee. You know who Peyton Manning is,
I
right?
do, football.
Okay. Yep, he turns 49.
And Tuesday the 25th, Sir Elton John turns 78.
Yep. And then I believe Steven Tyler is also on Wednesday turning 78 as well.
Wow.
I know, right?
Wow.
What a rock star, both of them.
Yes. On the 27th, Mariah Carey turns 35.
35? You mean 57?
Is it 57?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, 56 actually.
56?
Yeah, 56.
I don't know.
I know, it's hard to believe too, right?
Not enough coffee.
She seems like she's 35.
Yes. Yes.
And we have to thank our sponsors. We have Spear Overhead Doors,
Titan Media Works,
InfoWorld Social Media,
615 Insurance,
Achieve Entrepreneur Center,
and of course, Hemispheres Wine Bar.
who is amazing.
Yes. Yeah. And as I like to say, if you can't find anything to do in Murfreesboro, you're not looking hard enough and you're definitely not watching our show.
That's true. You got Lunch on the Plaza is back today.
Mm-hmm.
Come down to the Civic Plaza between 11 and 1 p.m. To grab some delicious lunch. Soak up the sunshine and enjoy live music by Ronald Justice. There's 4 great food trucks lined up there, and you can't miss it. You want to be there.
That's fantastic. Also, tonight beginning at 5:30, check out the Fish Fry at St. Rose, hosted by the Knights of Columbus and the Women's Ministry. Enjoy catfish, sides, cheese pizza, dessert, and drinks. You can either eat there or grab it to go. Don't miss the chance to have a wonderful meal and spend time together. This event is every Friday until Easter.
Yep. Then tomorrow, join us at MTSU for True Blue Preview Day. That's a tongue twister. There will be a rolling out of blue carpet for current college transfer students, high school sophomores, juniors, and their families. From 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., come tour the campus, meet top university officials, and attend special interest sessions. Customize your day any way you like. Register online and in our description below for a free event. And you make sure you don't want to miss this if you're going to be an MTSU student or if you're interested in the college.
Go True Blue. Also tomorrow, if you like shopping, which I do, you don't want to miss the Four Sisters Spring Parking Lot pop-up sale. Pop-up sales are great. They have 30 dealers outside and another 80 inside, food, prizes, and a lot more. So tomorrow from 9 to 4, be sure to share this event with your friends. Maybe great mother-daughter outing.
Then this Saturday and Sunday, Seth Gerber, author, podcaster, and CEO of the fast-growing pro-life nonprofit in America, is returning to World Outreach Church as a special guest speaker. He'll share a message of how we can fight back against the culture of death in America. Be sure to add the event to your calendar Saturday, 6 p.m. and Sunday at 9:30 a.m. We hope to see you there.
If you need help planning a wedding in the future, you want to stick around for our first guest right after this quick break.
All right, we are back with Taneshia Jackson with Golden Engagements Wedding and Event Planning. So welcome to
Thank
the show.
you.
We're so
Thank you
happy
for
you're here.
having me.
It's spring,
Yes,
so it's wedding season.
it is wedding season. We're going straight into it.
Well, tell us a little bit about your business and what you do. So you do weddings and you do events. You know, tell us what that entails.
Well, I'm the owner and lead planner at Golden Engagements Wedding and Event Planning. I was pretty much got started. My sorority sister tricked me. She asked me to help with one wedding. She knows who she is. And from there, I just fell in love with it. It chose me. So I never thought I was going to be a wedding planner. But yeah, we specialize in weddings, vow renewals, anniversaries, birthdays, quinceañeras, and even some corporate events.
Wow.
We pretty much help overwhelmed brides or couples. We bring their vision to life. We pretty much meet them where they are. So if you've been engaged for a few days, a few months, or even a few years, give us a call or reach out to us.
If you're stressing over your wedding.
We meet you where you are. We do. And we help create those golden memories getting you down the aisle.
Is there one part of a wedding that's like your absolute favorite?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm glad you asked. My favorite of every single wedding. So because I spent a lot of time with the brides and the bridesmaids, and when the bride enters, everyone stands up and they put their attention towards the bride, and everybody looks this way. I always look at the groom. Always. I love to be able to see his face and catch him in that moment.
Oh,
That's
that's
awesome.
so special.
I like
That is
that.
really special.
All right, I'm here for the tea.
Okay.
I'm here
If
for
I got the tea. Tea is
All
for
right.
Taneshia.
I want your best Bridezilla story.
Oh my goodness.
That you can legally say.
That I can legally
Yeah.
say.
You don't have to use names.
Let me give a disclaimer, no names. Sometimes people don't realize, sometimes it's not always the bride. It is the mom or the family or the best friend. But Bridezilla story. Okay. So I was hired on to do day of coordination. So with that, that typically means the bride will plan everything. She'll hire the venue. Sometimes people say, look, I've been planning this since I was 10. I'm ready. I just need you to step in and coordinate. So with that story, I had a bride I met early on, and with that bride, everything was good to go, perfect. I went to go do the rehearsal, and this was a sign. I went to go do the rehearsal. And she didn't show up for the
Oh,
rehearsal.
no.
She didn't show up for the rehearsal. So she also wanted us to kind of set up some of her items at a separate venue. And I was at that venue even the day before the rehearsal. She didn't show up. So I'm in the parking lot. I have some video, and I'm like, yeah, just wondering to call her, no answer. We get to rehearsal next day. She does not show up. Everyone else showed up. She was not there.
Wow.
So from there, I eventually talked to her, spoke to her. She said she had an emergency. Her phone was broke, everything. So on wedding day, all the guests are there. We are waiting. Guess who's not there?
Oh, no.
The bride was not there. The bride did show up. The wedding maybe started at 2:00. The bride showed up at 1:50.
Wow.
Was not dressed. And typically I'm working, and she was like, look, I need just very bare minimum. Even the month of planning, like I checked with all the vendors.
Yeah.
Everyone was there. She was not. She showed up not dressed and everything. So we're rushing to get her dressed and everything. But yeah, I've had some stories on weddings and how I've done creative weddings. I've even done a wedding backwards. The ceremony was at the end. So I'm full of stories.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Well, stories. So weddings change all the time.
Yes.
Can you share with our brides to be watching what trends maybe for this year and next year are out there?
Yes, there are a lot of amazing trends out there. I will say, I feel like millennials completely just took over with weddings, and there are so many unique ideas. We have some nostalgic late night snacks. You may see late night tacos, food trucks, even ramen. What else? There are miss and match bridesmaid dresses. You may see variation. There are even couples who are letting their guests know, wear this color, wear this attire. They're more involved with the guests. What else? You are seeing content creators. that's a very big
Yeah.
deal. They typically turn around content within 24 to 48 hours, but you get to see a lot of behind the scenes
Yeah.
with content creators. And
That's fantastic. Are barn weddings still a thing? Is it church weddings? Is there one or the other?
honestly, it's a little bit of everything.
Okay. That means everything is okay. Your
Everything
choice is
okay.
correct.
Yeah, it's your wedding, right?
It's your vision. I always tell people that it's your vision. What does that look like?
Yeah.
So, all right, if you got engaged yesterday,
Yes.
Yesterday.
what should you do today?
Call Taneshia.
Absolutely. Call Taneshia with golden engagement. It's the number one thing. But I tell people after you call me, but you say, yes, I do to this ring. I do, and let's book a venue. Venues are a very big deal. You also have engagement season. So everyone that previously got engaged, the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, the first thing people are doing are locking in venues.
Wow.
You also, let's say you want a particular date, you are going to check with that vendor if you absolutely love that venue, you're going to see if your date is available. And if not, if you love that venue, you may be willing to change that date. But locking in a venue is a big plus.
All right, I have a question with the venue side of it.
Yes.
And I might be overstepping my boundaries, so you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but is there a particular Middle Tennessee venue that's just like sought after right now?
There are so many, and it depends on the style, right?
Yeah.
So it also depends on, are you going for rustic with the barn? Are you going for just elegant? Or, hey, I do want outside wedding, but I want an indoor, just very elegant and nice, or just whimsical. It really depends.
Yeah.
There are so many venues. I hate to just point out one.
Absolutely.
I do have one of my favorites in Murfreesboro. It's a hidden gem. It's called Sugarfoot.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of that one.
Look it up, Sugarfoot TN. They're an amazing venue, gorgeous. You could do outside ceremony, indoor reception, or both indoors. So amazing venue.
So if someone is doing a wedding here that doesn't live here, like a location wedding, you can do that. Do you travel within reason for a fee, like to the Bahamas or whatever, to help somebody with their wedding?
Absolutely. I am passport ready to go. But I do travel, and we discuss the details with that and what that looks like. But yes,
Awesome.
I will
Destination
travel for
weddings,
you.
that's what they're called, right?
That's what me and my wife
destination.
did, was a destination wedding. It was a really good decision. We started out planning a very large wedding, like 180 guests, and we were like, this is just too much. And so we got with a coordinator and found a coordinator that worked with us in Florida, and we went to Destin, Florida. And
You better get that right.
I know. I can say that because we made like a whole week of it. So we started in one location and moved where we were getting married. So I had to go through the whole process in my head because it was like it was the most amazing day of my life, but it was a blur. You know what I mean?
It goes by really fast. And I tell couples, that's one great thing about going engagements. For my brides, I do the little extras for my brides. So you get a good morning text message. You might get a good morning coffee and everything, but it goes by very fast.
Well,
Wow.
we will have all your stuff in the description below and how people can contact you. I want to thank you so much for
No
coming today
problem.
and
Thank you
sharing
for
this
having me.
information.
Yes, thank you
you.
so much, Tanesha, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Up next, Purple Paws Pet of the Week. This week's Pet of the Week comes to us from Lifehouse Petfinder. Meet Chase. Chase is a big boy, weighing in about 70 pounds. He has spent a big portion of his life in a dog boarding facility, which is super sad. Now he's ready to get out and get a home of his own. Chase would do best in a home with a strong owner that can handle his strength. He does best with submissive female dogs and no cats.
If you think you'd like to adopt Chase, reach out to Lifehouse Petfinder, and you can find more information below in our links.
Yes, and now we are ready to welcome our second guest, Lyschel Edwards from ERS.
Thank you, Rachel.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
ERS is Emergency Restoration Services. Yeah, I love those acronyms. Sometimes I forget to explain what they are. So tell us what inspired you to start this company, and what's the biggest challenge running a company and having kids? And I know your husband helps you. I'm not dismissing him, but you know, the mom side of it.
Yeah, sure. No, thanks so much for having me on today. I'm really appreciative to be here. So ERS, so my husband's family has been in construction. We've been in construction for over 40 years. Dad started a construction company about 48 years ago. So Justin grew up in the construction business. And we had the opportunity about 3 years ago to purchase the restoration side of the business from a friend of ours. So we just thought there was a good opportunity with us. We have young children, as you mentioned, a good opportunity for us to grow the company and sort of legacy to leave behind for the girls.
That's fantastic.
That's really cool. That's fantastic. So you do construction, you do emergency situations,
Yes.
clearly, and you do like remediation,
Yes.
right?
So what ERS focuses on is water mitigation and remediation. We handle fire, wind, water damage, and severe storm damage, as we had last week in Christiana. We had quite a few calls coming in with storm damage, so we can handle anything like that, and especially fire, wind, and water. Those are sort of our specialties. We don't wish that on anyone, but those things will happen, so we'd love to be the family to take care of people with those type of issues.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I can't imagine, I'm kind of in your world. We know each other. Like we do I do insurance stuff. You help with that kind of stuff. It's a lot. It's a lot when you're dealing with, total loss situation or major water damage on somebody's home. How do you balance all that with the family life?
Yeah, so no, it can be very stressful. I think having small children and running a business, it's hard to balance it all, but we like to stay focused on family. We realize that when an emergency happens at your home or business, that is a business owner, that is a family connected to that home. So this is their livelihood, and this is their family home where their kids and grandchildren live and come and visit. So I like to treat every customer like as if it was my aunt or grandmother calling, needing help. So I love that side of it, being able to really love on folks when they're in their time of need, and educate them on how to speak to their insurance company and what to ask for, so that they can get the most out of that claim so that we can help them to get restored back to whole, better than they were before the damage.
That is really important. A lot of people, what they end up doing is they go and try to do it themselves. They don't talk to their agent.
Sure.
And next thing they know, they have somebody in here ripping things out, and they find something, or they start a project, and then the adjuster comes in, and all this has been done, and the adjuster's like, not going to cover this, not going to cover that, not going to do this.
Go with a professional.
It's better to just not touch it. Contact your agent. Let the agent and you work together.
Yes.
Go in, take pictures, bring an adjuster in while the damage is still there, and get all of that rolling, and then worry about fixing it after. Because I've seen so many people get turned down on claims and be in a worse situation just because they went in there and they're like, oh, I got this water damage. Somebody came in, started cutting walls 3 feet up. There was no proof of any damage by the time the adjuster got there, and the adjuster's like, we're not going to cover this.
Yeah, so we come in and document everything first and foremost before we touch any of the damage. And then we also like to make sure we educate the customer on what their policy, states, and what their rights are.
Yep.
So
very important.
Yeah, that's great.
So you have been open and honest about your story of adoption and foster care, and I know that it's super important, but how has that passion helped guide you through your professional and your personal journey?
Yeah, so I think, adoption and foster care is kind of just, I would say, in my blood. My grandmother, she had 2 biological children, but she raised probably over 25 kids.
Oh my gosh.
And that was back in the day when nothing was done with lawyers or attorneys. A kid that was hungry, you just raised them. My mom, we always had friends, family, neighborhood kids over our house all the time. A cousin, not really cousin, a friend of the family, but we say cousin, came to live with us when I was a freshman in high school. Again, nothing in writing or anything, just my mom saw a need and offered a place to stay. We had a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. She already had 3 kids, and decided to, we'll just bunk up together, and
what's one more?
Yeah, what's one more?
What's one
exactly.
more?
So I think that's just kind of always been, it was modeled for me.
Yeah.
So even in my adulthood, as my young adulthood, when I lived in Atlanta by myself, I always had someone's daughter over my house, either doing her hair or, teaching them dance. I was in a dance group at my church in Atlanta. So I always just had young girls kind of around me. So I think I just always liked being around kids. So I knew that I did want to have kids when I got married, And my husband, he's just super supportive of like my crazy ideas. My crazy ideas like, hey, there's a young woman who needs a place to stay. You've never met her before, but let's bring her into the home, you know? That's actually a true story.
Yes.
And he is just so supportive of, you know, kind of my out there, you know, thought processes of just kind of loving on folks when there's someone in need. So we have kind of a unique family situation. We have a closed adoption and an open adoption in our family. Anyone who wants to know any more about that, I am, like Rachel said, I'm an open book. I love to talk about adoption. And if God has placed it on your heart to adopt or love on a child that's not biologically yours, I am happy to talk through what that looks like. We had an excellent family attorney, Scott Kimberly here, local attorney.
Not far away.
His team, I mean, Scott treated our situation and our oldest as if he was making decisions for his own children.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't thank Scott and his team enough for helping us through that journey with
Scott's a great
Nevaeh, our
guy.
oldest. He is
a really great guy.
an awesome human being.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it all. Like he literally is like, I feel like he's everywhere, but
He is. So that's just, we just feel, family isn't just DNA, it's
Right.
who you choose to love. And so if you have a heart for kids, a heart for loving on folks, I always say, if that's something God's placed in your heart, take the first step or just be willing to do it. And God will always provide what's needed.
yeah. And,
Because adoption is costly.
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Very costly. And I think at the time, we had like no money in savings. We were newly married, no money in savings. But instantly, when the first day that Justin met Nevaeh, it was, through a friend situation. He met her the very first day. They instantly connect. We had no idea that we would someday be her forever family, but they instantly connected. And when that sort of opportunity arose to be something more permanent with her, it was just a no-brainer.
What foundation did you use to help with that?
So it was Lifesong for Orphans, and I can definitely share that information.
Yes, please.
So Lifesong for Orphans actually gave us a $4,000 grant. It was a matching grant. So we needed to raise the $4,000, and then they gave the matching grant. And it was just overwhelming to see friends, family, people that we didn't even know that wanted to support us in this endeavor.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people want to help and support different ideas and concepts, but they don't know how or where, or they don't have a particular, charity or person that they, know and trust. But I think if you will be God's hands and feet, people will willingly support that.
Yeah, and sometimes adoption is not an easy process. So
Yes.
having someone like yourself or an organization or a community that's familiar with that process can save you a lot of heartaches or a lot of wasted time or wasted money that is a lot of times hard to come by, especially trying to adopt.
Sure.
Well, we thank you so much for being here. We
Thank you
love
for
your
having us.
story. Yeah, absolutely. And we appreciate everything you do in the community. We appreciate what you do for people
absolutely.
that need a home.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just, what God has called me to do. So
And you do it well.
I'm just trying to do it.
Well, stop. Don't scroll just yet. We got more coming up right after this message.
That's it for our show this week. We had an amazing show today.
It was really great.
great.
We learned about weddings, bridezillas, and we learned about some storm stuff and who to call, and then a beautiful story about
Adoption.
enhancing and growing families. Yeah.
That's amazing. I love it. I love it so much. Well, there's more stuff coming up next week. We have a lot more fun next
Yes.
week. We have a lot more things coming up. New guests.
New guests, new events.
Yeah, new events. All the
Celebrity
fun stuff.
birthdays, special days of the year, all those fun things.
And then we have to thank our sponsors again. We have Spirit
Yes.
Overhead Doors,
We have Titan Media Works,
Info Social Media,
615 Insurance,
Achieve Entrepreneur Center.
and Hemispheres Wine Bar, which you need to come and check it out if you haven't been here yet.
They are amazing. I love this place. They let us have an amazing show here.
They are very generous. They are very generous with us.
Well, one thing we want you to do is, if you love this show today, go back and watch replays of our other shows. We have some great guests from the past that offer some great things in Murfreesboro that make it shine, right?
That's right. That's right. And when you go back and watch them, make sure you like and comment and share. And, you know, if you have a bride that's going to be coming in the next year and a half, make sure you tag her so that she can meet up with Taneshia.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And make sure that you're doing that. Or if you have somebody that was affected by the storms.
Right.
Yeah, make sure that you tag them as well, because this is good information today.
It is. It is very good information. And if you are watching us on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. We love the comments as well.
Yep, we do love some good comments. Be nice to us. And then we'd like to thank our staff.
Yes. Well, obviously, Neil behind the camera. He'll be having that good hair day later this week.
I know, Neil aged 10 years today filming this.
Yeah, we have a great staff that works behind the scenes to make us look like we are perfection all the time.
They do a good job. And once again, Hemispheres Wine Bar, we can't thank them enough. They do so much for us. They put up with us, just like Neil.
And you can check their website for upcoming events.
Yeah, make sure you make reservations. This place is busy.
Yes.
From all of us here at Good Morning Murfreesboro, we hope you have a great weekend.
Yes, and if you're going to do it here in Murfreesboro. See you next week.